So I'm in the creative field. I'm a designer, a visual designer. I've been in the field for the last 10 to 15 years. Um, so I started using Rezi because I was transitioning out of my old job before. Um, and I threw my resume out to a couple people, and honestly, they were like, "This looks bad. This is not a good resume." So I got really down on myself. And then just the more research I did, the more I felt like it just felt impossible to write a resume by myself. And so I started looking at a couple other tools. And found Rezi, and just right from the get-go, I felt like Rezi just helped me so much, and was just it was so well done. It was so like easy to use, that it really like put my resume into a good spot to the point that people were like, "Wow, this actually looks like a really good resume," especially from the contrast of my previous ones.
And what were the biggest changes that you saw, like from your original resume and then after using Rezi?
Yeah, so being in the creative field, I was always taught of having like a really well built, like visually pleasing resume. So I had a lot of shapes, I had a lot of color, I had a lot of content. And when I put mine through Rezi, and what or when I talked to a couple other people, they're like, hey, tone it down, and kind of just make it a little bit more simple. And so I was able to kind of put it through Rezi, and it took mine from looking really, really good, but kind of missing a lot of key points, to really hitting all the key points really, really well. And then from that point, I was able to make it look pretty and make it look visually pleasing and still be able to keep the format in which resumes should stick to.
And what was the difference when you were applying with the beautifully designed resume and then after when you started applying to jobs with Rezi?
I mean, with Rezi, it was night and day difference when applying. It went from, I'm not joking, I think probably like 100 plus applications, 200 plus applications, not hearing a single thing from anybody. It was almost as if people just saw it and then just immediately threw it in the trash can. And so that felt really bad. I think once I started using Rezi, it was suddenly I was actually getting interviews, and I was getting callbacks, and I was getting people saying like, "Hey, we saw your resume. It looks interesting. Can you tell us more?" And that got me really excited. Yes, it did take a while just because of the job market. But suddenly people started seeing my resume, instead of actually paying attention to it.